Welcome. Good evening, everyone. I hope you're all doing good. Thank you for joining tonight's stream. First of all, we have the first resub of the evening coming from Avenger. Let me just play that again.
Welcome aboard the Captain
Avenger, thank you so much for the 57. And also, thank you so much for your support, Avenger. Much appreciated. I hope you're doing well.
Cabin, where complimentary drinks, snacks, and premium flight entertainment will be served. Thank you.
Good evening at Black Box 711 and chat.
Good evening. Then we've got Fly Lilo coming in as well, the resub, 16 months. Lilo, thank you so much. I hope you're doing well. The jingle will play any second now. So, welcome to London Heathrow. And we're doing a flight to Nice. So, let's have a look out the window here.
The Captain Black Box Twitch
Looks pretty nice, doesn't it?
Experience. Could new subscribers please
There's the jingle, Lilo, thank you. And Dr. Fred Moin, Stone, hello. Avenger, yeah. Not bad, yeah. Not bad, right. Zamaleru, hello to you as well.
Hello, hope all is well, BB711 beloved.
Yes, I'm doing well, although I have to admit I'm tired. I wouldn't say badly jet lagged, but boy, I at my age, with losing these nights, it is, well, it's an A380 there. Look at that. Singapore. Interesting. It is, it just takes me so much time to recover from that. But yeah, otherwise I'm doing well. Yeah, and I thought, Mark, I thought you would love this this flight today, right? So we are in the FENIX, the latest update with the IAE engines. Before I do anything else, just going to go and get my Intel tuning thingy going so that we can make sure that we don't throttle from CPU heat. And on the YouTube website, Chris, hello to you, and Luigi. Thank you much for the kind words, Luigi. Thank you so much. Right, let me just put that there. So, yeah, like I said, we're going to do a nice and relaxed flight to Nice, and we're going to talk about two things in cruise flight, maybe three. So the first thing, obviously real-world flying related, regarding the astonishing and frightening incident with LATAM Airlines 787. And this is something which actually triggered quite a wave. I can't quote too much internally, but that has become such a bizarre incident. We'll talk about that during the flight. And I'll give you some technical background to what might have happened. It's still, the investigation is still ongoing, but we'll talk about that. And then, yeah, update video from 777 PMDG. We'll talk about that as well, right? Cool stuff. So let's see. Dr. Fred, how are you doing? Avenger just grounded for at least 6 months, as I had to repurpose the flight deck to working space because the only place were two. Oh, really, Avenger? How are you going to survive that? 6 months? Green Dot Foxtrot, hello to you as well. Gilend, good Abend. Flylilo writes, I'm looking forward to the A380 preview tomorrow. Oh yeah, yeah, of course. Yeah, okay, so that's the third. That's the third thing we're going to talk about, right? The FS weekend in Leestad, I think it's called, in Netherlands, right? Hang on, where are you talking on? Why am I hearing sounds if I not even have powered up the aircraft? That is strange. Anyhow, so let me just do the following. Let me just go and... so the cool thing is, I know we're only doing one flight today, guys, but trust me, we've got lots of stuff to talk about. So we'll definitely stream for at least 3, probably more like 3.5, 4 hours. So also, why am I getting screen tears? I should have VSync on, right? Oh, hang on. TA. No, that's all right. That's all correct. That's weird. Okay. Winky, good evening. Avenger. Well, that would be a way to go. Yeah, why not? Do it. So, what time is it? It's in the sim. It is now. I know I'm not going real time because I don't want to fly completely in the dark. There we go. So half an hour to go. We'll take that, and then we'll go with. No, Green Dot Fox. So I've got a 120 hertz monitor. So 50% means 60 FPS. Now, if I use my little app here, it tells me I do have 60 FPS right now. Yeah. So let's do the following. Let's have a look. Ground services. Yeah, we got GPU running. So let's go to the overhead panel. So battery 1 on, battery 2 on. And then we'll check the landing gear lever down. We have the flap lever in agreement with the flap position, spoilers disarmed, engine start switches cut off, and we've got the wipers off. Let's get the power onto the aircraft. Hayden, hello to you. How are you doing? Nice to see you. How come it's raining? Mark, what's happening? It never rains in the UK, does it? Chris, I was on a flight in 1990 from Nice to JFK that dropped suddenly to put everything temporary. Really? So Chris, have you ever found out what the reason was for that incident? Standard. Yeah. Well, I guess you know, not 100% realistic, is it? But yeah, that does that does make it look weird. I agree. No, so Lilo, I was working yesterday, and so I only returned home yesterday. I was so shot. I literally slept all day, and then I was awake most of the night. Yeah, right, Avenger. Never. It never rains in the UK. Come on. So before we do anything else, is there anything I can do here? Let's have a look here. So we're going to go ground services. Mass and balance. Load aircraft. GSX. Good. So this is the update. This is the updated version. So that apparently they have fixed some of the GSX stuff, and they also did something with the ground flare. Apparently. Hey, C, how you doing? C, I hope you're doing well.
We've got 997 lining up runway 26 left for Gatwick control.
Gatwick, okay. I was just going to say, that should be, because we got London Tower, we got London approach or departure, and so right now we have ATIS Juliet right now, 27s in use, departure is going to be 27 right, and taxi, delivery ground closed for start and taxi, contact tower. He's going to be busy, isn't he?
Gatwick traffic, Steve 997 departing runway 26 left.
Winky writes, FS Elite has a summary article about the... Okay, nice, Winky. Yeah, so... oh, here comes catering as well. GG. I was expecting him to get run over by that truck, if I'm honest. I was just waiting to see what happens. But hey, there we go. So it looks like Jörg teased the Microsoft Flight Sim 24 release date in October. Nice.
Over, good evening. Super 4 Golf Sheriff, that's 543, able to see
So I guess you know, that is somewhat realistic, isn't it? October. I would think that's an estimate they can actually hold as well. So I would say it's not completely unrealistic, is it? Winky writes also, the most interesting point for me is this user engagement has also been the highest it has been in the past 43 months. You're joking? Really? And that surprises me, to be honest. Because I thought, Enrique, hello, I thought, you know, that the...
airplane fuel system to set the desired fuel quantity.
I think I have, right? Yeah, it is fueling. So that is interesting. Yeah, I find that really interesting that so many users are still in Microsoft Flight Sim. I mean, that's good news. Hey Ali, how you doing? Nice to see you. I would definitely call that good news, 100%. Good. So what we'll do now is, so set everything already there. Let's go to Atsu, and then let's have a look. So those that just joined, we are doing one flight today. I'll be streaming on Sunday as well, guys. So I am thinking about doing a long range flight at some point. So before Cross the Pond. But we can talk about that during the cruise flight. Yeah. So today's discussions will be about the 787 LATAM incident. We'll talk about some of the developments in Microsoft Flight Sim. And yeah, PMDG 777. Mr. Weird Fox, hello to you. Nice to see you too. How are you? So here comes in the data request. Yeah, so guys, as always, don't get too carried away, right? Don't get hung up in the infinite hype with regards to the 777 PMDG. One thing, now don't get me wrong, I am really, really, really looking forward to it. I really am. Because for me personally, a huge thing. It's the same for X-Plane 12 and the Flight Factor 777. I'm also very much looking forward to that. But one thing, the reason why I'm saying, you know, don't get too hyped. It seems like, at the moment at least, it's a very strong port from the P3 version, right? Visually, tip-top, perfect, right? No doubt, it's going to be visually absolutely really, really nice. But system-wise, yeah, we're still missing some interesting stuff. And I know that, you know, the hardcore flight simmers, they will be somewhat disappointed with it. But we shall see. Anyhow. Okay, so York stated after September. So it could be October, November, or even December. Oh, okay. So we have to reiterate that a little bit. I understand. Okay, cool. So we're expecting...
Boarding requested.
Yeah, boarding requested. Fantastic. So that works nicely.
Passengers boarding started.
Let me go do this as well.
Right. Just a reminder about hand luggage. Small bags may be kept underneath the seat in front of you. All other items must be placed into an overhead locker. Please place your bags right inside the locker as they can sometimes fall out and may injure someone. If your bag has wheels, please put it in wheels first.
Oh, sun is shining. That's better.
If you are seated in an emergency exit row or a front row bulkhead seat, all of your items must be placed into an overhead locker as the floor area around your seat must be kept completely clear.
Lovely.
As we are currently refueling, please ensure that your seatbelt remains unfastened until the seatbelt sign is turned on.
Oh no, I've got to be careful. I always get like these copyright strikes on YouTube if there's music. Oh, is the door open? Okay, well, we'll see. Robert said it's not a P3 transport port, so it has to be rebuilt from scratch. Well, so Dian, I'm not saying that they're not telling the truth. I'm just saying that they are exaggerating stuff. If it weren't a transport, a kind of a port from P3D in large areas, I don't think they would be able to get it finished that quickly. So I'm pretty sure that most of the stuff in the Microsoft Flight Sim G777 will come from directly ported into from P3. Yes, I know they're going to have to change stuff, right? They're going to have to reprogram stuff, definitely. But so otherwise, if it weren't a port over, well, then they could implement things like radius to fix. They could implement a new software standard for the FMS, etc., right? I mean, if they have to reprogram everything from scratch anyhow, well, why not do that then, right? And then justify a good price. It's the same music as... Oh, no. Well, then I am going to get copyright strike, right? I hope not. Man. Will you make any tutorials for the Flyby A380 when it's... Well, I don't know. I never flew the A380, so I'm not sure if I'm really, qualified to do that. Ali says thinks that PNG program everything in C++, which they say has certain limitations. Yeah. I mean, like I said, I am very much looking forward to it. I really am, because there will be some stuff that I can make videos about, some very specific stuff that that other rated pilots will not be able to do. Oh, hang on, no, Mr. Weird Fox, let me get in contact with Senshai on that. But that's actually a very good idea. Yeah, Mr. Weird Fox, thanks. Yeah, let's try. Hey, Bob. What, seriously? Bob, you are joking. When did they say that? They did say they've included radius fix, so either on release or shortly after. Okay. Well, that's worth a round of applause. I like that. So here we are, and we're going to go taxi to here. Cool. Departure. So what we are expecting? I was going to look at the weather because I'm hoping it's still going to be 04. Otherwise, yeah, all good. Lyon, the alternate shower rain, towering cumulus. Oh, thunderstorms. Whew. So we've got to watch that because that's prop 40, moderate chance of thunderstorm rain. So we've got to monitor the Lyon weather. And Heathrow right now 1005. Okay. So flight time, in case you are interested, is 1 hour 28 minutes. Not too bad. Not too bad. You never joke about these things. It's too serious business. Yeah, of course. Latest trip it was longer than expected, Bob. Yeah, again, flying through the night, not getting sleep, it really wears me out big time. Love these announcements. Very nice. So 155. Let me just set that quickly. And then I think it's about 6,000 first one. Alrighty. Yeah, Bob, exactly. So we're expecting, let me see what we're expecting. We're expecting Maxit 1 Foxtrot. I've never heard about that departure. It's this one here. So we go straight ahead, intercept London radial 255 to 5D means London. And then we'll turn left, 161 bearing from Burnham Beacon to cross 7.7 between 3 and 6. Then we continue, a 9.3 between 4 and 6. So max 6,000 is going to be our limit, 12 miles, and then right. And we go to intercept Midhurst. Is it Midhurst? I think it is. Mike India Delta. Radial 191. And max it at 6,000. So that's why I've dialed in already the 6,000 here on that window. Excellent. Spiffing. Right, so let's have a look here at the mass and balance. So they are boarding. Oh, they've boarded everyone. Blimey, that's quick. They're still loading some luggage. True. I think I have now. I think the British Airways. I think I have downloaded it. No, don't. But again, it's. I'm not 100% sure if it's the. I mean, it sounds very much like British Airways, doesn't it? Sounds very posh. But it could be EasyJet for all I know. I mean, so block fuel 7.6, and the final reserve, or actually the reserves, is 2.7 for Lyon. Hang on, no, that's the total. So just the alternate fuel is 1.7. So I'm going to load the wind data because I'm a bit surprised about the doors are closing, about the extra fuel, because I did put in like 800 kilograms of extra fuel. There it is. And the wind factor is, oh yeah, plus 43, that's why. So I haven't loaded in the wind yet, that's why the predictions were a bit pessimistic. So here's the wind data. Let's check that we have cruise wind as well, and descent wind also inserted. Excellent. Now let's have a look again at the init B page. It says now 10 minutes extra, 300 kilograms. Well, I guess we don't have the complete routing in yet. So let's do departure 27 right. So it's still more an estimate than anything else. So we've got that going. Max at 1 Foxtrot. And then in in Nice, we are going to try to fly the RNAV then. It's going to be the RNAV Alpha 4 left. And the arrival routing should be Nizar. The Lido format Slickers, maybe Mark knows that. Mark, do you know where you find on the Lido charts the tropopause layer? Is it on the first page, top right corner or something? I'm actually not sure, to be honest. Any builds A320 Neo coming weeks? Okay, interesting. Yeah, I'll try it, Lilo. Yeah, I will try that one for sure. So it's going to be 7 Tango. Okay. I'm just going to check that on Navigraph here. Oh, the list. Okay, so Slickers, I'm just hearing that on the Lido format, it's going to be on the tropopause, on the waypoint list with the tropopause. Because that's also the case with the the Lufthansa format. Because he asked Lido format specifically. So let's try Nice. Let me get the charts stored already. And then we want to have the parking stands as well. There we go. And then we want to have arrival. So the 7 Romeo, 7 Tango. Okay, so that takes us. So the 7 Tango is the longer one. But why should it take the longer one? We'll take the 7 Romeo. And then we'll take the transition via Mike Uniform Sierra. So let me save that. And then for the approach, we'll take initial approach all runways. So it's just a heading of 090 degrees after Mike Uniform Sierra. And then we'll do the RP, that's LPV, final approach, RP Yankee. No, we'll take RP Alpha. There we go, that's the one. So IMP Alpha, and then visual part as well after VUR, the visual part after RP Alpha. So those 2 charts here as well. Cool. Excellent. Like it. Alan, hey, yeah, I'm doing well. How are you? What do you think of this more, the FENIX or the FS Labs? Pooh. Realistic in what sense? Because, I mean, there's a lot more going in regarding realism compared, you know, if you compare to different simulator platforms. So I always answer the question in a sense that the FS Labs is a more mature add-on in the sense that it is more complete overall. However, the FENIX is just catching up, you know, which with each update, it's catching up. And now that we have the IAE versions as well, and you know the announcements, PA announcements, I mean GSX integration, etc., etc. So it is getting more and more on par with FS Labs. Hey Jonas. I'm so excited. Just finishing up my operating system on my new rig. Nice. Yeah, Jonas, I enjoy that. And I guess if you're coming from, you know, a much slower system, you will definitely feel the improvements. So you mean in the sense of fidelity to the real aircraft? Fidelity to the real aircraft. And hand flying. Okay, so hand flying, unfortunately, hand flying, I would still say FS Labs is more correct regarding, you know, pitch power, the flare behavior, etc. But again, you know, the FENIX team is doing their best to get it more and more on par with the FS Labs. And to be honest, I mean, if people ask me, you know, is it still worth getting into P3D these days? And I would always answer, well, if you don't already own P3D and lots of add-ons, then I would say no, don't bother. It's just too expensive to get in. So I'm going to put London in there. Then we've got a beacon that was, hold on, that was the beacon called Burnham, yeah, Burnham, Bravo, Uniform Romeo in there, 421, correct. And then afterwards we want, just in case Arna fails, we are not going to have that Midhurst VUR as well. So diffrips, RATNAV, B page already filled out. Then we come to, actually, before we go to performance, copy active flight plan, let's do a quick return to London Heathrow in case anything goes wrong. So new destination Heathrow.
Welcome aboard the Captain Black Box Twitch channel
Okay, so
subscriber
stickers.
experience. Could new subscribers please make your way to the first
Okay,
class
let
cabin,
me just have a
where
look.
complimentary drinks, snacks, and premium
Hey,
flight
I was
entertainment will be
Scotsman. Big
served.
shout out.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. 37 months. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much. Big round of applause for that. That's a long time. Good. So the EFB settings, of course. GSX settings, you mean. So settings, sim settings, GSX. Here it is. Auto pushback, auto connect GPU, auto disconnect GPU on pushback, auto deboard. That's what I have done. Hey Math, how you doing? Nice to see you. No, it's not, because we've got the 320 with the IAE engines. Dustin, okay, so Dustin, where did you want to fly to? John, yeah, so John McGuire, it is a difficult task to answer such a question. But like I said, if I take into account the complete product,
and London traffic,
the FS Labs is just a more mature platform. That's just the way it is. So let me start the APU. Command's not working. Hang on. Sub. Hang on, is that a It would be weird if that was just a moderator command. Britannia. Well, I mean, the issue I've had, so on the initial screen, yeah, the landing gear is missing, and I have an issue somehow where if you spawn in cold and dark, sometimes the aircraft actually sinks into the floor, and I've had that issue today as well. Yeah, oh, that's a nice one. Oh really? So you're flying the opposite way, Dustin, so going from Nice to Heathrow. Oh, that's the APU starting. Nice. Oh, lovely sound. Love that.
Welcome aboard the Captain Black Box Twitch channel subscriber experience.
Hey!
Could new subscribers please make your way to the first class cabin?
So APU bleed
where
on,
complimentary drinks,
external
snacks,
power
and
off.
premium flight entertainment will be
Do
served.
the rest that we.
Thank you.
Flight
Sim Dad.
Forgot to sub last month. Ready to go to Nice. Misspelled it for the dang audio bot.
No worries. Nice. Okay. Yeah, now I get it. Thank you so much, Flight Sim Dad, for the 38 months. Much appreciated. I hope you're feeling well. So now that the doors are all closed, we've got to close this door. Let me just put that down. And then we were just about thinking about doing a return plan.
255, turning right.
So 27 left, no star, no via. Then we'll have the following. Let me take my airport info.
4,000 feet for 18,400.
I hope the weather is nice and nice and easy. Oh, me too. So here it says 1006. We'll check the ATIS in a minute. Hey Avalid, how you doing? Cool. So we're doing NADP 2 and the engine out is straight ahead. Straight ahead, 270 degrees, 25 miles to hold. Cool. That means we've got just one more thing to do, and that's performance. And then we are ready to go. All right, ground from flight deck, disconnect GPU, and you can also disconnect the chocks or remove the chocks. Excellent. So performance.
Welcome aboard the Captain Black Box Twitch
Hey,
channel
Chris Lee.
subscriber experience. Could new subscribers please make your way to the first class cabin, where complimentary drinks, snacks and premium flight
Preliminary.
entertainment will be served.
And that's the final look
Thank you.
sheet. So
Have a wonderful flight, Black Box.
very nice of you to say. Thank you, Chris, and thank you so much for the 68 months of support. Good God, 68 months. Unbelievable. Thank you so much, Chris. That is a huge commitment. Thank you. Well, that's a very long time. Man, 68 months. So, Matt Mackham just flew back from... that is... Canaries. Hang on, Canaries... yeah, time flies, right? Lanzarote. Okay, thank you. But so Lanzarote, you flew back from Lanzarote, first time off runway 21, even though all the other traffic went off runway 3. The captain announced they were heavy and needed to avoid the mountains. I'm glad he avoided. Yeah, I can imagine you're glad that he avoided the mountains. But I mean, it's nice of him to actually make the announcement. And so, I guess, you know, as long as the tailwind is less than 15 knots, all good. So nothing to complain about, right? Jonas, 2 questions about your flow wheel. The wheel has black skin, mine is blank. How come? Have you downloaded all of the files? And did you follow all of the installation instructions? Jonas, if you have, Jonas, can you do me a favor? Can you ping Senshai on Discord? So the lovely person that made the this app or the widget and posted the instructions on Discord. So let me just go and insert those values. So here it says 58.4, and we have, yeah, Jonas, and again, hope that gets fixed quickly. The thing is, now I can tell you, but I can't promise you anything in that regard. But Senshai at the moment is trying his best to actually have this widget, so all the functions, separate from the Flow app, meaning that we should have our own button on top here, which will allow more people to actually use all of the app functions without actually having to buy the Flow app. Which, I mean, the Flow app is great, but I mean, the Flow Pro app is payware, so we are aware that not everyone wants to buy and pay for it. So 65.7 is the final weight. So let's sync the load sheet. Yeah, 65.7, 28.5. We've got a wet runway. It is raining. 27 right is correct. We'll do packs on because I'm lazy. And anti-ice not needed because we have 13 degrees plus. Okay, Jonas. Yeah. All the best wishes for that. Cool. So 1006 here as well. And then we'll have 14 degrees. What? 14 degrees, and we'll take 1005. They've changed that, haven't they? So you can actually do that. Cool. Intersection data. So we can try to get... shall we take Alpha 4? Just in case there's a lot of traffic, we'll take that, Alpha 4. Excellent. And Captain Chaos, nice to see you. And Vic, greetings from a Tenerife layover. Nice. What's the weather like? Just wondering. Beach weather, or what's it like there? Oh, and we can send the output. Oh, I love that feature. Again, and that's just, so send to MCDU. Flaps 1. Oh, so somebody was asking me regarding if Lufthansa per se uses flaps 2 for departure. That's more, in my opinion, more a NEO thing with the flaps 2. I mean, usually they will take the normal flap setting that the EFB performance program, so the Topaz takeoff performance calculator, gives them. But for the NEO, in order to have a better tail strike prevention. So Airbus says apparently they will have flaps 2 in that. Happy Friday. It is Friday, right? Yeah. Plus 22 degrees, Vic. Perfect. How about that? That is really, really good. Absolutely brilliant. You fell asleep. You fell asleep but already bought Olivia. Oh no! You got sunburn. Oh no. Oh, I hope it's not too bad. If I put flaps 1 in the takeoff calculator, it rarely gives me any flex temperature. With flaps 2, really? Huh? Well, but hang on. We talk about the same. We talk about the FENIX, correct? Because for me, it just gave me flaps 1, and it's not even that light. 65.7 is a good takeoff weight. Oh, the fly-by-wire. Okay, well, again, it's Neo, and I would not. Well, I mean, it's a freeware program, so I don't think you can expect it to be, you know, that accurate. And maybe they're still, you know, working on it as well. We have ground 121.705, and I'm going to get the latest ATIS before we check in, and then we're ready to go. What time is it? 45 minutes after stream start. Not too bad, not too bad. So let's go do this. My flight. We're going to go to here, and we're going to go direct ATIS. So there we go. Juliet, 1750. That's an hour old, isn't it? It should be Oscar. So Oscar, departure 27 right, and we have light rain 1006 QNH, and then delivery ground closed for start, and taxi. Well, I do have ground. Let me just try ground, shall we? Let me try ground.
British Local facing northeast, speedbird 916. Who's the other station?
74 Yankee uniform.
Speedbird 47 Yankee uniform. You're pushing shuttle pre face towards the north.
Pushback facing north, 74 Yankee uniform.
KLM 219, turn right on Bravo.
I didn't hear anything that guy just said, or understand anything he just said.
Right on Bravo, no Pluto, KLM
Negative. Right Bravo, hold tight, like the moon, Jupiter moon, Titan.
There's a Jupiter moon. You even get astronomy lessons here. Look at that. Did you hear that? Is it Titan, like the Juniper moon? GG's.
British on a blue face north, EG1 right there.
British 108 November, send 528 390 for push and start. Do 10 November, once the company 320 is clear from behind you, you're pushing start of break.
Oh, disregard. Hang on, let me try. Disregard. Let me try to get the clearance this way.
Heathrow ground, good evening. Korean 539, vacated left off runway 27 left.
Korean 539, hello to you, turn left Sierra, right Tango, standards 405.
Turn left Sierra and stands 40.
Oh, hang on. Disregard. I've got the PDC clearance actually.
Ground, can we have stand 608? Because
we got the DCL via V-Pilot, so it says.
Thank you. KLM 539.
KLM 219er, contact tower 118 decimal.
That doesn't work.
505.
So we are cleared. 27 right via the Maxid 1 Foxtrot, which is in here. Initial climb 6,000 feet. Next frequency 121.705. Report aircraft type and stand number when ready for pushback. How cool is that? So Maxit 1 Foxtrot as briefed, up 6,000. The sector altitude is 2,100 feet. So initial climb 6,000. In case of engine failure, just proceed straight out, heading 270 to 25 miles. Acceleration is in 1,600 feet. And the NADP2 departure. Extra fuel is 20 minutes. So that looks much better now. We had a 7 hours flight time for local stay. Oh, have a good one, Vic. Yeah, have a good one. All the best. Cool. Everything's inserted. Let's read a checklist. Hang on. Do we have a checklist in here? We do, don't we? Documents. Well, actually, no. Let's take, because this confuses me. This is like British Airways, isn't it? Yeah, that completely loses me completely. So let's take this one here, shall we? So we'll take cockpit preparation. We've got key pins covers removed. Fuel quantity is 7,540. No, you can do it. No, I can't. No. 7,540 kilograms, and it is balanced. Then we've got seat belts on. ADIRS, we'll check that in the box here, is NAF. And the Baro Ref 1006, 80 feet checked. And that's the cockpit preparation checklist completed. Let's do the before start items. Britannia. Did you see the update yesterday from PNG? Yeah, we'll talk about that during the cruise flight, Britannia. Yeah, I mentioned that. We are going to talk about it later once we're in cruise level. So that is all done. We have everything set here. Oh, Squawk. Squawk was Squawk 0551. We'll take that on. So before start, parking brake set. Takeoff speed thrust. I love the feature that you automatically connect. That is so cool. Love that. 141, 141, 142, flex 63. Windows. Doors. Closed. Beacon is on. And the before start checklist completed.
Program 539, we are at the gate. Thank you for the ATC. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
London, Heathrow ground. Good evening from Speedbird 47 Golf is stand 511. A320, we've received the PDC and requesting push and start, please.
Speedbird 47 Golf, you're pushing and start approved face north.
Push and start approved face north. Speedbird 47 Golf, thank you.
Speedbird 696, contact tower 118.505. Bye-bye.
118.505, bye-bye. Speedbird 696. 108 November, taxi.
Serial 108 November, taxi second left, Bravo. Link 58 Alpha, hold at Pluto.
Second left, Bravo, Link 58, and then via Alpha to hold at Pluto, Speedbird 108 November.
Ground Speedbird 5260 for K2, currently on Alpha.
Did you see already release parking brake?
Speedbird 526, hello to you, taxi Alpha. And there, actually, I've put out a stand.
That's what's missing.
So you can taxi Alpha Yankee stand 522.
Alpha Yankee 522.
Are you using any cockpit texture mod for the FENIX? James, no, I don't. No.
Ground, this is Shuttle 1 for us. Time 515, ready for push and start.
Shuttle 14 Golf. A company 320 to park on your left-hand side, then push approve, face
LOL.
Company aircraft from left, then after them, push and start approve, face north. Shuttle 1 for Golf.
He's just parking now, so you'll push and start approve.
Roger that.
DG1183 request taxi.
DG1183, turn right, Alpha.
That worked well, didn't it?
Pluto.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Right, Alpha hold Pluto, EG1183.
Skyways 233, contact tower 118.505.
Airbus, you're not Boeing, yeah.
118.505, Skyways 233, bye-bye.
Bye.
I never trust them, Bob. I never trust them. And, you know, and being on VATSIM, I just don't want to mess up the pushback.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Hello, Shuttle 4 Echo 501, PDC for push and start.
Shuttle 4 Echo. Hi.
You have trust issues too. Yeah, lovely plane, right? I agree.
Push start approved, face east, Shuttle.
Update. Yeah, okay. I have to admit, I did not update today.
Way to the company 319, just coming from your right, then taxi Alpha, hold at Pluto.
Coming with traffic from the voice and then taxi to Alpha, definitely.
Release parking brakes, please.
Brakes released, ready for push.
All engines clear. Start at will.
Thank you. Engine start. So let's start engine number 2. Ooh, nice sounds. Wow. Guys, hear the bass. And the animation, brilliant. Wow, that's really cool. Wow. And the heat blur there, look at that.
EG1183,
Wow.
contact.
Engine 1 start.
Reset parking brakes.
Brake set.
18505 183, thank you.
Steve 74 uniform, correction 74 Yankee uniform, contact tower 118.505.
What's a little probe? This one here. This is a sensor to measure pressure, and I would assume temperature as well. It needs that for the EPR readings, so the engine pressure ratio readings. It also does the cooling cycle about 30 seconds before it introduces fuel and starts the engine.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Ready for push and start. Allow 316, push and start approved. Push and start approved, allow 316. Steve 916, contact Heathrow Tower 118.505, bye-bye.
Tower on 118.505, Steve 916, thank you, bye. Bye. Yes, shuttle 14 Golf, ready for taxi.
Shuttle 14 Golf, when you can, taxi Alpha, hold at Pluto.
So let's hurry up.
Alpha, hold at Pluto, shuttle 14 Golf.
So flaps 1. Sorry, the guy behind me is waiting for me, so let's hurry up here. So the flight controls up, full down, neutral, full left, full right, neutral rudder, full left, full right, neutral. There we go. Let's read the after start checklist. Anti-eyes off. Ecam status checked. There's no status there, so that's checked. Pitch trim. Yeah, pretty much 0. And rudder trim 0 as well. And that's the after start checklist complete.
Christian South crew facing east, scanner 78 Charlie.
Speedbird 47 Golf, request taxi. All clear.
247 Golf, taxi Alpha, hold at Pluto.
Alpha will hold Pluto, Speedbird 47 Golf. So Alpha, and then Pluto is... Let's have a look at the taxiing chart, because that usually helps. Come on, there we go. Pluto is there, so we can taxi all the way on Alpha. Pluto, right. Left side clear, right side clear. Let's go.
Shuttle 4 Echo for taxi, April Alpha 4.
Shuttle 4 Echo.
Oh, Sanders again. Thank you so much for your support.
856 short of Alpha.
Brake check. CFM or IAE? Now, I've flown both types in real life, and handling-wise, so I love the sounds. In general, I love the look and I love the sounds of the IAEs. I remember that a good friend of mine who flew with me from Manchester to Frankfurt, and he filmed the takeoff, 321 with the IAE engines. And again, the sound is just brilliant. It's just nothing compares to that. That's so good. The only issue I always had with the IAE engines, I mean, the issue is a bit strong word, but is the handling during gusty wind conditions, and that has to...
Turn left Alpha, hold at Pluto.
Speedbird 47 Golf, Alpha, hold to Pluto.
Sorry, Shuttle 4 Echo, turn left Alpha, hold Pluto.
Left Alpha, hold Echo.
Thank you so much, Sanders. That's really, really kind. I'm just waiting for the jingle to come up.
Bye-bye.
Tower 118.5.
Sanders, thank you so much for the 20 Norwegian krona. 118505. Cool. Nice. Oh, we're being chased by two other speedbirds. Let's go. All right, 16 knots. There it is. There's the announcement. Sanders, thank you very much. The cabin. Hang on. Let's see if that works. .26 knots. We're allowed to do 30, so that's good. Yeah, 5 minutes, if I remember correctly. The IAE need... There we are. Clear. So... Hello.
Hi, it's Hannah. That's the cabin secure for takeoff.
Thank you, Hannah.
Good evening, ground. This is PGT 100, stand 241, requesting IFR clearance to Budapest. Information November, QNH 1006.
Yeah, exactly. 3 minutes for the CFMs and 5 for the...
100, Customer Heathrow ground, hello. Clearance is via private message.
Man, we're already flying here. We got the taxi checklist. Flag controls checked. Flap setting. Config 1+F.
LR316, taxi Tango.
Radar and predictive windshield system on and auto. Engine mode selector. Normal.
Tango, and then the right Sierra Bravo 3 hold short runway 27 and LR316.
Nice. Normal. Eco memo. Takeoff no blue. And that's the taxi checklist completed. 32 knots. Tis. Ah, look at that.
Scanner 78 Charlie, requesting taxi Able Alpha 5.
Scanner 78 Charlie, roger. You'll be going
so now we have to look out for Pluto.
Where you are, so taxi Bravo, link 28 Alpha, hold at Saturn.
It's a lot of brakes to slow down. Blimey.
Okay, full length taxi via Bravo, link 28 Alpha, and hold, where we're going to hold?
Leggy. Rotate
hold
on taxi.
Saturn,
yeah.
like the planet Saturn.
Look, you see, you get astronomy lessons here as well, like the planet Saturn.
46 kilo, hello to you. Taxi,
have you tried ChartFox? No, I've never tried it.
Bravo.
Has anybody here of my community tried ChartFox? Because I've not.
Taxi right Bravo left Foxtrot and to stand 319er Virgin 46 kilo.
So Pluto's right.
Speedbird 47 Golf, contact the tower 118.505. Bye-bye.
118.505. Thank you much, Speedbird 47 Golf.
Shuttle 14 Golf, contact.
Shuttle 180, yeah, 1,027.
Roger.
So departure, it looks like... Oh, Mark, look. Nice.
Shuttle 182 at Scotland, Charlie.
Scotland, Charlie, Shuttle 180.
So the chart foxes are outdated.
Tower, hello, this is Shuttle 1 Golf, taxiing to Pluto.
No, that's just the
47 Golf, hold Alpha 3.
holding Alpha 3, Speedbird 47 Golf, thank you.
4 Golf, hold Alpha 3.
Alpha 3, Shuttle 1 Golf.
So that's the retro livery. So we're good to go. Departure as briefed.
Welcome aboard to Captain Black Box Twitch channel subscriber experience. Could new subscribers please make
Alpha 3
your way
line
to
up,
the
wait
first
27
class
right,
cabin,
Speedbird
where
47
complimentary
Golf.
drinks, snacks and premium flight
So
entertainment
let's
will
slow
be
down a bit.
served. Thank you.
So we're going to go with the lineup items. Cabin crew prepare for departure. TCAS going on as well.
Hello, Shuttle 4 Echo Alpha.
Approach sector is clear.
Shuttle 4 Echo, Roger, hold Pluto.
Let's read the lineup checklist. Take off runway.
Shuttle 47 Golf from Alpha 3, 278 across takeoff, 252, increase 1 on that.
From Alpha 3, round 27 right, clear takeoff, Speedbird 47 Golf.
Shuttle 4 Echo, you Alpha 4.
So TCAS, TARA, and pack 2 and 1 remain on. Cool. Excellent. Love it. Cool. We are ready. Let's go.
95 Hotel, vacate the runway, turn left on Alpha.
And Daniel, thank you so much for the 29. Daniel, 39. Let's go. Oh, yes, please.
Shuttle 4 Echo, base departing company 320 by Alpha 4 line up to 795.
Lovely.
Shuttle 4 Echo, behind the departing
100 knots. Checked.
Shuttle 4 Echo, line up 278.
Line up 27 right, Shuttle 4 Echo.
We want rotate. Pause the rate. Gear up. Enough.
Shuttle 4 Echo from Alpha 4 278, cross takeoff 252.
Give segment 27 right, Shuttle 4 Echo.
Shuttle 1 Golf, main departing company 320 on your left by Alpha 3 line up 275.
Find the departing company, now wait runway 27 right by Alpha 3, Shuttle 1 Golf.
Thrust climb, alt blue, auto thrust.
Tower, good evening, group Canada 6 November Lima. We are approaching to ILS running to coming what's established on the ILS for 279. Break easy 65 Juliet 279.
Flaps 0.
Get land runway 27 left, deep 65 Juliet.
Shuttle 1 for Golf from Alpha 3 278 across takeoff 252 increase 1.
Well, I do like the mini FCU. But the Skalaki obviously has more.
Golf,
Unicom, thank you so much, Speedbird 47 Golf. But I do, you know, because of all the functions, I do prefer the Skalaki. But the mini FCU is working usually fine. But just today, I'm not getting the correct readouts on my mini FCU again, so. Man, the texture just looks so good. Love it. Who put that there? That looks horrible.
Well, a very good afternoon
It is a Speedbird announcement, isn't it? It is, must be. Lovely. All right, 6,000 it is. So we're going to maintain 6,000 according to the plan. And what we'll do is we're going to set 350, which is optimum as well. Actually, I can do that here. So 350. Oh, hang on. Alt constrained. There we go. So that's important. Now, what I've forgotten to do is I didn't set transition altitude at 6,100 on the takeoff page, because that would have prevented the QNH scale from flashing now. James, I'm doing well. How are you doing? Yeah, I do have mini FCU, but the mini FCU, so the buttons work, but the display on the mini FCU doesn't. I'm doing well. Thanks for asking, James. Those two, well, I mean, so JPP, the Scalarchy is, I wouldn't say exactly real-world size, but it is a lot bigger. I mean, I can show you guys the difference between the two. Just have a look. So you can see that's the Scalarchy.
That's the traffic right there, 93
and let me just
inbound Brooks Park, descending down to 6,000 on the Lorel transition to the ILS 22.
There we go. So you can see that better. So you can see the mini Scalarchy is fairly small. It's all right. I mean, it's usable, but the Scalarchy is, you know, it's just more real-like. Oh, hang on, let me just resize that window again. Yeah, the Scalarchy does need a different driver, and there is a driver available, but I would wait. Oh, look at those clouds. How beautiful, man. So they have, so FENIX team, the developers have, or Amir has said that they will make the hardware, so even the Scalarchy, nice sweater, yeah, sorry. So they will make the Scalarchy compatible with the FENIX. Right, there we go. Let's set standard. Standard cross-checked. Oh, those clouds. How beautiful. Look at that. Yeah, the Scalarchy has, you know, also the EFIS panel on that as well. Sorry, so what airports should I buy out of the US starting to fly in the Europe area and making myself... Okay, so big announcement yesterday. I think it's going to be showcased in the Netherlands in that Leestadt flight sim weekend. So Aerosoft, it is Aerosoft, right, is preparing to release the new Frankfurt scenery, which is fantastic news. Sunday, yeah. So, yeah, it is Aerosoft, right? Yeah, so imagine, here's 10,000 feet. I'm already going to go release the cabin. It's all smooth. Let's copy the active flight plan and we'll release the RATNAV. We'll clear the RATNAV and also clear the fixed info. Oops. So Frankfurt Airport, London Heathrow Airport, CJ. So Frankfurt, London, those two I would definitely, you know, say you would have to get. Then there's some standout airports that offer some very nice, beautiful approaches. So today, for example, Nice is one of those airports which has a beautiful surrounding and some very nice approaches. What's the B314 Clipper? Good lord. So the thing is, so at the moment, guys, without leaking too much information, so I am currently going to preview an add-on soon, and I'm so busy with that already, with the preparations for that, and then real-world flying, etc., that I find it hard to find time right now for any other add-ons to learn. Yeah, Split, Corfu, we've got Tirana, no, not Tirana, sorry, TVAT. Innsbruck, absolutely, Winky, yeah, I fully agree. Innsbruck, also very, very nice add-on, yeah, 100%. Ajaccio. Yeah, exactly. Well, so CJ, you already see that, you know, there's already lots of people giving you lots of interesting inputs here on what airports to get. Right. Let me dial down. Actually, sim sounds are not too bad, are they? Yeah, I think the sim sounds aren't too loud. While we are climbing up, let's talk quickly about the incident regarding the 787 from LATAM Airlines. Let me just pull up the Aviation Herald report on that. So I fully understand the, you know, the wish of the flight sim, or not the flights, but the aviation community to try to get an answer on what, you know, could have possibly happened. So give you a quick overlook in case you haven't heard the issue with that LATAM flight. So a LATAM Chile Boeing 787-9 performing a flight from LA to Sydney. Flying from Sydney to Auckland was en route flight level 410 over the Tasman Sea when the aircraft encountered an upset, causing injuries to 12 people on board. Now that's a different number, because the first news that I copied, there was like 50 people hurt, right? Wasn't it 50 initially? So 12 people were taken to local hospitals. Now the airline reported the aircraft encountered a technical incident causing strong movement of the aircraft. So that was a bit iffy, right? Technical incident. Oh, there we go. So local emergency services reported they assessed about 50 people at the airport and took 12 people to the hospital. Okay, so they looked at 50, 12 had to be taken to the hospital. Yeah. So we can say, Julian, yeah, we can say 50 people were injured, 12 had to be taken to a hospital. So 12 were more serious injuries. Right. Now, New Zealand's TAIC as well as Australians ATSB will investigate in cooperation with the Chile's Dirección General de Aeronáutica Civil, so the civil, because the accident occurred over international waters. So 3 different authorities are investigating, and the good thing is that the technicians or pilots, whoever, they actually pulled the circuit breaker from the voice and data recorders. Why do we do that? So we pilots have something called an incident checklist, and in the incident checklist, you know, there's a certain flow chart in there. You know, contacts you have to get, well, people they have to get in contact with, and technical stuff as well as yeah, you know, the circuit breaker location for the voice recorder and the data recorder. Why is that important? Because depending on the data recorder and the year it was built, it has a loop meaning at some time, 2 hours, 12 hours, 24 hours, whatever, it will erase the previous data, right? So that's why it's important for the investigators to have full access to the incident time. But it looks like they can get that data. So here's the thing: the first thing that popped up on these on the wires was a reference to an airworthiness directive dating back to 2016. And the summary to that was, we are adopting a new airworthiness directive AD for all Boeing company model 787-8 and -9 airplanes. This AD requires repetitive cycling of either the airplane electrical power or the power of the 3 flight control modules, FCMs. So this AD was prompted by a report indicating that all 3 FCMs might simultaneously reset if continuously powered on for 22 days. Now, I have heard of that with my company. However, the versions that we have do not suffer from that anymore. So it's the older versions, the older aircraft that may still have that issue. That was the first thing that came out, and that's the only thing really that you can read on the Aviation Herald. However, there is now some unconfirmed reports saying that the upset may have been caused by a seat runaway. And there you might ask yourself, how on earth is that possible? Well, the seats, so modern airline seats, apart from 737 for example, they have an electrical seat adjustment. Right? Electrical motors for vertical and for horizontal adjustments. There is also a master power cut, at least on the 787. It's a red switch below the harness lock-unlocks switch that allows you to cut the electrical power to the seat. Now, these seats also require manual adjustment levers. It's obvious because if electric power fails, you've got to be able to move these seats mechanically as well, right? So these seats do have a mechanical backup lever. And it's the same for the 787. The 787 has a horizontal, and a sort of horizontal lever will be here, and the vertical lever is on the other side, where you can manually adjust the seat if required. Now, the interesting thing about the 787 is, and you may have seen a TikTok or a Instagram video at some point,
where complimentary drinks, snacks and premium flight entertainment will be served. Thank you.
MAN. Hello.
Hi, Captain.
Hello, hello.
Another month of superb edutainment. Time to renew my promise. You stream and I subscribe. BB711 beloved.
As always, MAN, thank you very, very much for your amazing long-term support. Thanks for the kind words. My pleasure, as always. Thank you so much. So, the 787 has a toggle switch. So it has a toggle switch for the lateral movement down here for the pilot, but also it has a cover below the headrest on the back of the chair up here. You can lift that cover, and it has a toggle switch left and right, so you can actually move that seat forwards and backwards by using that switch on top of that that seat. So here's the theory, and again guys, it's just theory. There's no official report out yet. I'm just quoting a theory. So apparently it could be that the pilot was sitting in his seat, and there is an issue where that toggle switch can become a little dislocated. So not break off completely, but it can dislocate a little bit and lift up a bit. And then when you put down the cover can actually then get the switch into contact with either backward or forward movement. So the theory would be that some person, so flight attendant in the flight deck, could have rested their hand on that cover, activating the automatic movement of that switch. So the automatic movement of the seat forward, and the captain was unable to stop that movement. Usually that would not be an issue, but the seat can move forward quite far. Now, contrary to what we have here in the A320, the 787 has a yoke, and so depending on your size, so body size, and I'm not saying anything, guys. I'm not saying about that the captain was overweight or anything. Again, completely speculation. But that's what the media has caught up now. Yeah, it could be knees. It could be maybe maybe the captain didn't have the feet left and right of the yoke or whatever. Who knows, right? So theory says that the chair moved forward uncontrollably, causing the pilot to be pushed against the yoke. Now the yoke, so when the autopilot is engaged, the yoke can be moved a little bit without the autopilot disconnecting. However, if you come across a certain threshold, it's designed to kick out the autopilot. That is what it's supposed to do. The problem is, though, the aircraft is speed trimmed, right? Meaning that for the current speed, the horizontal stabilizer is neutralized. Now, if you have a big force on the yoke, which then suddenly releases the autopilot, there will be a fairly big elevator input through the yoke. Meaning, at high altitude, you could have a very, very quick, sudden upset. And so that's a theory right now. And again, I'm just saying theory, nothing proven. And that's a theory that apparently the investigators are looking into right now. So we've got to wait until the final report comes out. But that to me actually means next time I am on my flight deck on the 787, I will make sure that I'm going to try and locate that switch again, that master switch off, to make sure that I can, for whatever reason, if you have a seat runaway, for whatever reason, you can quickly switch off the electronic circuit to that seat. Yeah, Julian, I mean, yeah, a pull could have been, could have caused the aircraft to go to stall or something. Yeah, sure. I mean, so that's a theory behind that. I found it again a very peculiar possibility. But again, I'm not saying that's what actually happened. They will have to investigate. But indeed, it is very peculiar to hear that. And I'm definitely looking forward to getting the final report at some point. Alt star, let's have a look. 350, so that should go into alt cruise. There we go, Mac alt cruise. TCAS will put to below. James.
Monitor radar display.
What? Jesus.
Go
Jesus
around.
Christ.
Wind shear ahead. Wind shear ahead. Wind shear ahead.
Hi Captain, hope you're well and healthy. I saw in my local news that apparently the passenger asked the captain that went through the aisle after landing that he said the screen went blank for a split seconds, but hey, we'll have to...
Yeah, we'll have to wait for the outcome. So Anonymous or Anony, thank you for the €3 donation. Thank you so much for that. Big round of applause. And absolutely, guys, don't listen to, any speculation. including myself. What I've been talking about is pure speculation. It's a possibility. Now, I don't know why the captain would have said that all the screens went blank. So here's the thing. I talked to a technician. I talked to a 787 technician, and he said he cannot imagine that during flight you would have a complete and synchronous power down of all the displays of all the systems, because he said in that case, very likely, you would have the RAT deployed, so the ram air turbine. And so to my knowledge, that was not the case. At least I didn't see any pictures, any reference that the RAT was deployed. So again, you know, we gotta wait. We gotta wait for the final report. You know, speculating isn't a good thing on these things. But yeah, it could be possible. Who knows? Daniel, when using the IAE version, you're struggling to takeoff. Acceleration is not that good. Is it? I've not noticed any differences, Daniel. It should be, the acceleration should be exactly the same, because I think both engines have the same thrust rating here in the FENIX. But please correct me if I'm wrong. Do you change the views with the hat switch? Yes. Well, I mean, I have. So what I have is hang on. So what I have is kind of an Xbox controller, and so in the outside view, you know, I can quickly move about that way. Right, and I have, of course, some buttons assigned here, but I've also got some buttons assigned for the views on my Bravo throttle quadrant. Two white to reds, right, so it's funny because on the article I read it said gauges went blank. Okay, well, yeah, it's one of those things, you know, you never know why a pilot may say something in a certain way or a certain regard, or, you know. Yeah, Mark, exactly. So you know, what would you say, guys? So let's say the captain said, very sorry for the upset, but we had a seat runaway, which pushed me against the yoke. I mean, I just can't imagine. To be honest, I would even imagine that the pilots would not even comment. So if there's anything, if anything happens on board, at least that's my stance, that then has, you know, people being injured, I would not comment to anyone apart from the authorities. I would not give any interview to the press, and I would certainly not talk to the passengers and tell them what happened. Sorry to say, but no, I would not make any comment on that. So we don't even know if that person that reported allegedly that the pilot said all the displays went blank, you know, maybe it's just for attention. Be careful with those kind of comments. When OFP shows step climb, what altitude do you think? No, so it's, be careful with SimBrief. SimBrief likes to, for some reason, put in a very low initial altitude. I always overwrite that. So for today, for example, I said, well, 350 with that weight will be probably the optimum flight level. Going eastbound or southeastbound, odd level, probably the correct level. So that's why I set 350. How do you find, in the 320, how do you find the correct point at which to climb? Well, I mean, you could put in a step climb. Let me see if I can find that here in the menu again. Unless, of course, it's not implemented. Step altitudes. So the next one will be 370, correct? So let me put that in there. Insert. And then you have to go back again. And it says, so today, for example, it says no optimal because we are already pretty high up. How can you find the point at which you can or should climb to the next correct level? So next level would be 370 here. So what I would do, I would wait until the optimum is 500 feet before the next level that you want to climb to. So I would wait now.
Monitor radar display.
Jesus Christ.
Go around. Wind shear ahead.
Oh my God, another 3
Wind
euros.
shear ahead. Wind shear ahead.
Also, this is quite a nice jump scare for Captain Black
It is.
Box Kappa.
Climbing,
What
yeah.
are some of the places you have been flying to in the 787 that you really liked so far? Best wishes to you and the family.
Thank you so much for the kind wishes, and again, thanks for the €3 donation. So, I mean, I've been to Dallas, I've been to Detroit, I've been to Toronto, I've been to Mumbai. I'm looking forward to new destinations, talking about Memphis, Montreal, Hyderabad. Yeah, so there's new destinations coming. And up to now, I think the prettiest one I would go for right now. I think Toronto is always a very interesting city to go to. Dallas was interesting as well. Detroit. Now Detroit is what was great about Detroit is the Ford's Garage restaurant. that is a brilliant experience. I did want to try and look at the automotive museum in Detroit, but it had closed while we were there. So I couldn't have a look at it. The city itself, I wasn't really impressed by the city. So downtown Detroit isn't really that pretty. But yeah. But again, we'll see. Krishu? Okay, hey, Krishu, I'll pick you up on that offer. Nice. So let's see, what else do we have? So Slickers, normally Slickers, have a look at the optimum. So, choose the level which is closest to the optimum. That's the one that I would go to initially. Haley pilot, so you suspect the pilot was embarrassed and panicked when talking to reporters? He cannot. Well, we have, so for us, we have a standard phraseology. You would be polite, you would say, I'm unable to make any official announcements at the moment. Please contact my company's press office for any comments. And that's it. You would decline any official comments. BBC reported about an hour ago, hey stick figure. So Boeing has told airlines operating the 787 Dreamliners that pilots need to check their seats as an investigation into the incident on the LATAM flight continues. Okay, interesting. So maybe there is more to it, to the seat theory. Interesting. Gilend, as a pilot, you should never talk to reporters. Yeah, absolutely. That's what I would do, Gilend. You can really mess up stuff if you talk to a reporter without contacting the company prior. Yeah, you're literally endangering your contract. And Bob, you went to the BMW museum. Nice. I can imagine. Yeah, if you're into cars, brilliant, right? Yeah, exactly, Bob. So again, you know, it doesn't matter. So I would not talk to the passenger. If a passenger came up to me and asked me, I would say, sorry, you're going to have to wait for the official report. You know, be polite, but make it clear that you're not going to comment. In a few years' time, when you flush a toilet in the plane, they need to send a note. And God, I hope not. Omar, you're right. Hang on. Let's see. Also, I know that the more you fly in real life, the more monotone it becomes. But do you find it boring to constantly fly out of your base and back? No. So the thing is that I guess it's hard to relate. Every flight that you do is different to the previous one. So even if I fly, let's say I fly the same routing 3 times in a row, every flight is pretty much different. And that's due to the weather, different crew, different passengers. You know, the routing is always a little bit different. So there's always changes in that. And you know, monotony, I've never felt, you know, that it was very badly monotone. Bob says, I could tell you, yeah, well, I mean, you know, there's a few trusted people, of course, that I would talk to, but, you know, obviously I would talk to my wife, because I know that she would keep it secret as well. She wouldn't tell anyone else. So we are, where are we? Let's do that. Oh, we already passed. Oh, we've passed Paris already. No, it's cloudy anyways. We wouldn't have seen much. The purpose of step climbs. So step climbs are there because the aircraft burns fuel. So the aircraft over time does get lighter. So on short flights, step climb isn't really that much of an issue. But giving an example, on a 787 flying for 10 hours, you will have 3 to 4 step climbs because you probably start out at 80 tons of weight of fuel weight alone, and you will land with round about 6 tons, 5 to 6 tons. So you're burning over 70 tons of fuel. And as you burn fuel, the optimum altitude increases. And so at a certain stage, you will step climb, just like a normal staircase. You step climb higher. So what else do we have? Let's have a look. What would you be doing if you were a pilot, Ali? What do you mean? I'm a pilot, so in what regard? Do what if you were a pilot? I'm a pilot, and what do you think? In what situation? What would I do? Fork lodged in the yoke. Well, I hope that never happens. That's an interesting viewpoint. Oh, if I wasn't, sorry. Oh, you weren't. Sorry, that was hidden. Okay, so what would you do if you weren't a pilot? Sorry, I misread that. Well, I would have gone to university. So if there, if I hadn't been able to become a pilot, I would have gone and studied something. But I was flying planes from the age of 14 onwards. I was flying glider planes, and I was then later on flying. I had a PPL as well. So I'm pretty sure I would have done some private flying. Julian, that was the point of view. Hang on, let me just. That was point of view visiting the flight deck as a kid. Yeah. Did you hear about the airliner doing a fuel dump over a kid's playground a while back? Well, I mean, so here's the thing: the lowest altitude you're supposed to do fuel dumping is 6,000 feet. So you should never ever dump fuel below that. So the reason for that is that the fuel has time to evaporate. And so there shouldn't be any fuel dripping, falling down onto the ground. That's what I've been told. Right? That is theory. I don't know if that is true. I don't know if there are certain conditions where, if the fuel vapors, if it dumped into rain somewhere, if then the rain took up the fuel vapors and then the raindrops fall onto the ground and contaminate the ground. I don't know. If that was in the LA, it was an emergency. That is why the jettison was extended. So, what, over water or? No, so at the moment I don't fly gliders. I have a very good friend who has his own glider plane. But no, at the present time I don't fly myself. But sometimes I fly with my friend. Shouldn't there be, hey Chris, so shouldn't there be reflections? Well, yeah, I mean, there's some small reflections there. It depends on the panel, but I think if I recall correctly, yeah, it was kind of very reflective, right? But hey, I mean, this is one of those things, those areas that I don't look into. Now, let me quickly do a fuel check. So we passed KTEX. So let me do a very correct fuel check here. KTEX, there it is. So 33 minutes. We departed at 04. So that is 36 minutes after departure. And we had 5.3 tons. So so we were like 3 minutes behind schedule. But look at the fuel, 4.3 plus, oh hang on, 4.3 plus the extra of 800 kilograms. So 5.1 is what we're supposed to have, and we had 5.3. So very nice. So they've really adjusted the fuel flow. And if I look at the fuel flow values right now, yeah, around about 1,200 kilograms per engine per side. That's that is more like CFM IAE values. Lure Mega. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, ask a question. Anytime. Good fuel check. Let's check the weather as well. Yeah, so Lura, on the fly-by-wire settings page, so somewhere on the EFB there's a settings page. Hang on, guys, is it in the MCDU for the SimBrief ID, or do you have to put the SimBrief ID on the settings page, fly-by-wire? Hey, Alex, nice to see you. Sorry, is it MCDU? So, okay, so Lura, you have to go to the MCDU. So the MCDU somewhere under ATSU, you have to put in your SimBrief ID in the fly-by-wire. Exactly. So there you have to set the your sim brief profile. So the name, I think, is enough. You don't need to put in a number, it's just a name. And then it should work. You may have to restart the sim, though. Just saying. ETA, currently, we have ETA at 17:33, so around about 45 minutes. Yeah, so the whole flight time was an hour 30. So 45 minutes flight time remaining. Exactly. Yeah, Winky has a good point as well. Yeah, check the fly-by-wire documentation online site. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, excellent quality. Yeah, 100%. One of the nicest updates is the filing of the OFP with timings and fuel. Exactly. So filling out the OFP now is much more accurate, much more realistic, and so on. Yeah, I fully agree, 100%. Yeah. So let's see. Let's have a look at the weather, current weather. So we have Nice arrival, view METAR. So currently 1:20 at 4. We have Marseille online, but otherwise no control there. Okay, so that's fine. 14 degrees, so wind is fine. We have, fuel, that's interesting, fuel 1400. So the visual approach requires a ceiling of 2,000 feet. So that's okay, because the first ceiling would be 12,000. But if you're unlucky, you may hit some fuel clouds. 14, well, but that should not be the issue. So looking at the current alternate weather at Lyon, remember that looking for thunderstorms. So currently few shower rain CB. I guess what we could do is we could have a look at Marseille in case we have to divert and look at the possibility. There we are. There's Lyon, left side, and Marseille is actually a lot closer. I don't know why I didn't choose Marseille as the alternate. Okay, let's try to get the weather. Okay, so Sadi Gonther, I don't know how to pronounce that, Sadi. Thank you so much for the info. So Nice is currently flying the RMP 4 left. Yeah, so that's what we're planning with. RMP Alpha 4 left. Yeah, I read that as well, Lilo. Yeah, they're implementing brake to vacate. So this weekend, guys, stay tuned this weekend for the FS Flight Sim weekend. Regarding the the sim news regarding A380, the PMG 777, some scenery add-ons, etc., etc. So lots of stuff to look at. Yeah, exactly. So normally, yeah, you should take care, and I should take care as well, making sure that the auto airport actually does make sense. Yeah, I fully agree. So my bad. So we're going to go to ATSU quickly. Then let's go AOC menu, weather request. And we'll take Lima, Foxtrot, Mike, Lima. Although we may even have ATIS available. If the tower is online, yeah, we might have ATIS. Your dispatch team failed you. Yeah, 100%. So, weather data. There we go. Look at that. So, we've got Marseille 240 at 5. So, that's even southerly landing. Cabo Caye 13 degrees. So, I tell you what, guys. That is a very good, valid alternate airport. So, I'd rather go to Marseille than Lyon. So, I'm going to put this already in here. Lima, Foxtrot, Mike, Lima. And the fuel for that, I mean, normally I would try to work that out, but that's going to be a bit less. So I think about half an hour is enough for that. So yeah, we have plenty of fuel for second approach in Nice. Chris, at the moment this year, so I don't have holidays in summertime, unfortunately. So I will not be able to attend the Las Vegas Flight Sim show now. I wish I could, and I'm sure it's going to be a hell of a fantastic venue. Especially, you know, if you have lots of Flight Sim content creators there, lots of these companies there. Absolutely, yeah. I'm hoping, though, you know what? I am hoping that Cosford Flight Sim show you know, will be available this year. But the problem is, I've not heard. Has anybody heard anything about the Cosford Flight Sim show, guys? Yeah, that's a question. Will that ever come back? Yeah, Avenger, that's also a good point, yeah. Yeah, Avenger, that's actually a valid point, because I think it will be a lot more difficult for the overseas add-on makers, so companies, to actually go over there. And I mean, and for visitors as well, right? Although, I mean, I guess it's fair to say that most attendees at the Cosford show, Sim show, they were from the UK anyways, right? How close are the VATSIM controllers compared to the real world? James, in many areas, I would say exactly like, I mean, maybe not perfect, 100% perfect, but I would say like 70, 80, 90% realistic. The VATSIM controllers are excellent. Hands down. They are very, very, very good. So sometimes, let's say I'm flying in and out of Frankfurt on the Frankfurt Friday event. Absolutely amazing. Really, really fascinating. And I'm sure for Heathrow the same thing. So the VATSIM controllers, I mean, they have such a high level of dedication, and I'm sure that they will visit, real world ATC centers. They will talk to real world controllers, try to get, everything as exact as possible. Yeah, so beautiful. I'm very much looking forward to the approach into Nice today. Just like in real life, it's always such a fantastic experience. Now let me just try to see if I find my video. So let's have a look. Videos, Lima, Foxtrot. Yeah, there we go. I found it. Okay, so so this is a recording of a real world approach, runway 4 left. Just have to link the video. Give me a second. Videos. Hold on. That's not it. There it is. So there it is. Enjoy. So what you're seeing there on the left-hand side, that little peninsula, if you like, that is an area that you have to avoid flying over, otherwise you get into big trouble. Probably get fined if you do. Yeah, Antibes, Greg. So, Greg, you live there at the Antibes Cape. Nice.
Above. Minimum. Retard 5.
So, let's see. There we are. Yeah, so that's the real world approach into Nice. So we're doing exactly that that approach. So let's just check the latest weather. Is the retard call out reducing power? Yeah, because that's there, the astronomer, because like in our case we fly the approach with manual thrust. So if you have auto thrust on, so you fly manually with the flight stick, but you have auto thrust on, it means that the when you go into the flare, the thrust will be commanded idle, but retard means you have to physically put the thrust levers into the idle position. All right, so that's just a reminder. So let's have a look at the weather here. So that's 2000 UTC, that's correct. 14 degrees 1019. So let's put this in. We'll do a config. Let's have a look. I think we can actually do a config 3 approach. 2120, yeah. So we have a bit of headwind. What's the landing weight? It's going to be about 62. So let's calculate the performance. So for left it is. That's all correct. Landing weight, we said about 62.0 tons. Oops. Whoop. 62.0. And we'll do, yeah, I think auto brake low. Let's do config 3. So that's 2,500 meters. And although that is reverse off or thrust off, yeah, that's fine. I mean, that's always with all the additionals. 300 meters buffer, that's fine. We'll do that. So manual landing, flaps 3, idle reverse, auto brake low. That sounds like it. Yeah, sure. So there's 3 items. There's always 3 big items you have to do when setting up the MCD or the approach items. So one of the things is the weather. So you'll make sure that the weather that you insert is exactly the same as you have on your report, but you don't put in gust. So if it says gusts 10 or something, you don't put in the gust, just the steady wind component. Then we'll have a 060 as the flight level transition. Config 3. Whenever you select config 3, go straight to the overhead panel and select flap 3 button on there for the checklist. And here's already our descent point. I'm going to go down to initially 200. So we have thrust idle descent out blue 200. James, no. Yeah, so being deaf does not allow you to be a pilot, I'm afraid. I'm pretty sure. I mean, at least not the airline pilot. As much as I hate to say that, but yeah, that's probably not possible, no. What dictates if you have a config 3? Well, so the config 3 approach should always be the one you aim for, because it means less drag, it means less fuel flow, it means less noise. So there's a lot of good things a lot of advantages for config 3 over config 4. However, if you have issues with the landing distance, so let's say let's say we only had 2,000 meter runway today, so a high landing weight, with a bit tailwind or just a shorter landing runway, then you will go with config 4. Right. But usually go with either flaps. Let's say in a 737, you would try to aim to go for flap 30 landing. And in the A320, you would try to go for flap 3 landing. More responsive? I don't know. In the real aircraft, I never had a feeling that config 3 feels more responsive. I mean, it's a fly-by-wire aircraft, so maybe in the 737. I don't know. Yeah, so Omar, whenever I'm in doubt, so let's say, you know, in the UK, let's say Heathrow, for example. So in Heathrow, I would definitely prefer a config full landing, just so that I have, you know, a slower ground speed, and look at that, I'm able to vacate, you know, somewhat quicker. Hey Bruno, how are you? Yeah, from the visual point, it is Microsoft Flight Sim is definitely very good. Yeah, thrust idle. Now there's one more thing. Yeah, right. So let's prepare the aircraft still. So one more thing to insert here is the minimums. So we are doing the RMP approach, we said. So we are doing the RMP alpha 04 left, and so the minimum for the approach is 2,000 feet, and it's a very high minimum because after that the rest is visual. It's a visual approach. You have a guidance, but you would not really have to fly that completely. You could actually shortcut even more if you liked. I mean, it's just as, you know, as a recommendation. The important thing is that you don't fly over the Antibes here. You know, make sure you stay clear of that. So 2,000 goes into the box. And for the RATNAV, I would also insert Charlie Golf Sierra. Now we don't really have to do it, but it, you know, it's just a backup to help you with the orientation. And then there's another one you could put in November India for the threshold. But the thing is, for me, what I do is I put in the landing threshold as an info in here. So Mike November 04 left in here. So that means I have the threshold distance all the time. And if you wanted to, you could put an extended center line. I know that Mark loves to do that. Yeah, a lot of millionaires living there, yeah. So what we have a look at is the final course, 0.043, so opposite will be 223. And so let's have a look here at the drawing that we've done. So there we go. So now I have the threshold info, I have the center line that I can orientate myself, and that will help me then get aligned with the final track. The RMP Zulu. Hang on. No, we'll do the Alpha. I'm pretty sure it's Alpha, isn't it? Oh, the Zulu. The Zulu is a straight in, isn't it? The Zulu goes over the peninsula. Yeah. Right. So there's Antibes here. Now we're going to go with the Alpha. It is a little bit more challenging, a bit more fun to fly. But the weather, is the weather really that bad? Hang on. I know it has few 11. Oh, okay. Ooh, okay. So well, I'll tell you what, guys. We have the fuel. So yeah, IRL. I mean, scattered 1100. That could be an issue. But we'll see what Microsoft makes of it. All right. I'm optimistic that we will be able to see the runway. If not, we have to go around, but we'll brief that in a minute. So let's have a look for the arrival. 160 below. Let's have a look at the next level. So let's go 120. And again, we're going to fly this with managed descent. So we've got speed, descent, out blue. 120, just slightly below the path. Leonaras, hello. So currently, and Taylor West, hello to you. How are you doing, Taylor West? Hope all is good. Hope family all well. So we've inserted the data for the performance page. We've looked at the RATNAV page, and for the missed approach, we need. So for the RMP Alpha, so the first thing is, if we don't see the runway at the missed approach point, this point here, we'll turn right. So we abort the approach, go around, turn right, max 185 knots, and then via Mike November 504, 512 to near us. We climb 3,000 feet only, and join the holding pattern there, and then we'll see what we can do. Fuel-wise, we have enough fuel for a second approach, no problem there. If we are already, so if we see the runway at the missed approach point, we'll continue visually. And in case we have to do a balked landing, so balked landing means we climb straight ahead to about 5 miles from Charlie Golf Sierra. So that's why I've inserted Charlie Golf Sierra. Turn right heading 110, climb 3,000, max 220 knots. And we'll set up for the other approach then. Cool. Assuming we have a successful landing. Hey Pale, how you doing? Nice to see you. If we have a successful landing, I expect to vacate either via Echo Golf, Golf 1 or Hotel 1. So most likely it's going to be Echo Golf or Golf 1 there. To the left, no hotspot. There's a hotspot there, but I mean that's more for departing traffic crossing. But yeah, look out. Otherwise, looks okay. Cool. So fuel, let's check one more time for the fuel. 3.8 tons. Min diversion is 2.2. So we have 1.4, and that's more than half an hour extra fuel. So absolute problem. Right, 160 below. Yeah, not bad. Idle power. Yeah, GG. That is actually not bad, if I'm honest. I prefer Lido, because I've always worked with Lido charts in my entire life. Beautiful, beautiful. That is so nice. Primordial on YouTube. Hi there. During single engine taxi departing, your website explains why you need to have yellow hydraulic pump off, but doesn't explain why the APU is needed. Well, so what do you need? So let me ask you that then. If you do a cross bleed engine start, what do you need? So what do you need to do with the other engine that's running in order to supply enough bleed air pressure to start the other engine? Right. Procedure says that you have to rev up the engine around about 40%. That sometimes is difficult to do if you have aircraft behind you, FOD danger and so on. So it is a little bit better to use the APU bleed air for the engine start. That's one of the reasons. The second reason is if you only have an engine running but no APU and the engine fails, you have no electrical power, you just have battery power. So that's why the APU is always needed on a single engine taxium. You need it for fire warnings, as far as I remember. You need it for the fire warnings as well. So yeah. So the APU has to be running if you're doing single engine taxi. And then you may as well use the APU bleed air. Bob, that's something different. Good. We have to strap in the passengers. Then let's read a checklist, shall we? So, approach. Oops. I keep forgetting how to scroll that. So, we've got approach checklist. Bar row ref. Air still stand up. We'll have to wait. Oh, we got to wait until we switch to the bar row. Well, I think we didn't change that checklist as well. So bar row to go. Seatbelts on. Minimum is bar row 2,000 feet out star. Let's continue our descent. So descent out blue 80. thrust idle. Then we've got the auto brake low. Engine mode selector is normal. So apart from the altimeters. Hey Alpha. I don't really watch much football, to be honest.
Please now return to your seat and make sure that all your personal belongings are safely put away in the overhead lockers or in the seat in front of you. Customers sitting in front row seats or in the emergency exit row should place all items in the overhead lockers, leaving the floor area around your seat completely clear. Please check that your table is locked away.
The APU bleed air is tastier. I haven't heard that one before, but who knows? There are some weird things in aviation. Alpha, I did install a couple of sound packs, yeah, but I think I did install the British Airways one as well. I'm pretty sure, but that was like a week ago, so you know, who knows? Maybe not. I don't know. So speed, cool. Well, now 80 is fine because the approach now takes us on a heading towards the initial approach here, 090 degrees, and then we'll expect usually a direct to the Bisbo initial fix at some point. Hey Rhinoceros, how you doing? Is it true that the IAE has a higher idle value? I don't remember. I honestly don't remember it. So, you know, with regards to N2 and 1, I honestly don't remember if the IAE has a higher value compared to the CFMs. No, so the difference in the flare was more because of the, you know, difference between 320 and 319. But we didn't flare early with the IAE engines, no. Thank you, Anna. See ya. Yeah, I think, well, that's weird. There was 80 above, wasn't it? Yeah, 20 miles to go. So now we would expect the clearance to send 3,000, and the QNH is 1019. So now what we'll do, we're going to have a look at the Bisbo. It's 20 miles away, so that's about 6,000 feet we can lose easily on idle power. So I'm just going to let it run now, as it is. Should be quite nice. Is it really, Bruno? Yeah, because Hannah. Yeah, you're right. Ooh, inbound for FS Labs coming in. Another scandal, I hope not. So this ship, is this Cannes? I think it is, right? Little airport there. Same for the American Airlines. Oh dear. Oh dear. That spells trouble in my eyes, if I'm honest. Yeah, Cannes, right? Cool. Alrighty. So we'll just continue here for now, and I'm going to go direct to Bisbo later on. Nice traffic, Speedbird 74 Golf is currently 20 miles to the west of the field, flying the RMP Alpha, runway 4 left in Nice. The airport already, so yeah, you can see that the simulation right now, it's fine. It does have a couple of few clouds there, but yeah, the airfield is already visible, so I don't expect any issues right now. So now we can read the rest. Actually, we can just say altimeter. So 1019, 5,950 feet. Check 3 times. So now we have the approach checklist completed. And the next one is going to be the landing checklist. Now the question is, how do we fly this? So there's several possibilities to fly that RMP approach. It's not really complicated initially because you only have to lose 1,000 feet. And so you can fly this either in final approach mode, or you can fly it with nav flight path angle. You can fly it with nav vertical speed. But I'm going to use nav and flight path angle, because afterwards, after the missed approach point, assuming we have visual contact, we're going to switch the flight directors off. Bird then will be on. And again, I'm going to fly the rest visually. One thing to look out for is make sure you know where the wind is coming from. If there's a strong easterly wind, you've got to be careful with the final turn so you don't overshoot too much. And the intercept will normally happen about 2.5 miles or something. So yeah, 2.5, so about 700, 800 feet. There we go. And so now let's go direct to Bisbo. So direct Bisbo cleared for the RMP Alpha visual circle. And I'm going to already go activate approach phase. VDEF is showing now. Aircraft will now slow down to green dot speed. Let's check the GPS primary on both sides. Required is 0.3. Currently we have 0.03. So that is all fine. 1,000 feet to go. 5 miles. Perfect. So the VNAV function, yeah, no GPS jamming here, luckily, yeah. The descent was actually very nicely flown, if I'm honest. So actually not bad. Flaps 1, speed checked. Flaps 1. So here's the Antibes Peninsula, and the only thing really that you have to now be careful with is your energy management. Just make sure that you have the aircraft configured in time. And another good thing is, so that point there, that final approach point, so the minimum at this approach point there is about 2,000 feet, and that pretty much coincides with the remaining track mile of around about 6.5 miles. 6.5 miles. So I'm going to plan with config 2 at the final descent point. So now I'm going to put 2,000 here, and as I mentioned, I'm going to press flight path angle, and then I'm going to pull on the vertical speed knob. I'm going to set around about 3 degrees. Actually, disregard. No. We're not there yet. Disregard. My bad. Too early. No. So the descent point is at Fox November 04 Alpha. Disregard. So let's set 3,000 again. Oh, the wind is from the west. I thought it was going to be from the east. That's interesting. Okay, so flight directors are going off. Bird is already on. Now we are reaching that descent point, and now we'll go 2,000 feet. Flight path angle out blue. So you can see that as I dial down the flight path angle, the prediction of the altitude intercept comes toward us, so that's good. Flaps 2, speed checked. Flaps 2. And there's the runway. So we helped ourselves with the extended center line. Nice traffic, Speedbird. 47 Golf is on the RP Alpha approach 4 left in Nice. Oh, look at that. That's so pretty. What a timing. Gear down. Autopilot off. Auto thrust off.
Buono il canolo, E che non lo so, tu me ne sono mangiato. Ma riusciremo a mostrare l'aiuto Rico.
Continue. Flaps 3. Missed approach 3000 is set. So now, again, looking at the progress page, 5.3 miles. Now we're flying a little bit perpendicular, so not exactly towards the airfield. So I should be nicely on par. Actually, I can see now 2 red, 2 white. So already very nice. Landing checklist. Ikamimo landing, no blue. Landing checklist completed. So just a 3-degree profile down. Needs a little bit less power here. And then we're going to establish ourselves very relaxed, very gently. On to the final. Yeah, good point. Landing light on as well. Oh, the wind has shifted. Look at that. The wind has actually shifted now to the east. And that's what I meant. You can overshoot so easily because you are at an unusual low altitude.
Miss traffic, Postman, Niner Whiskey Papa, holding Alpha for runway 4 left.
That's much appreciated. 3 mile final, runway 4 left, Speedbird 47 Golf in Nice. So let's see if the new flare, I can actually feel a difference in the new. I have not flown and I've not landed this version yet, so
500.
But I would still say we're about 3% lower on the RPM than what we should have.
300. 200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. 5.
So spoilers don't get reverse again. Okay. I don't know why I don't ever get reverse. There we go. Reverse is normal or green decel.
Traffic, traffic decision for the taxi only been for 1 runway 0 for the left.
112, that's not bad.
622. After the company traffic.
Nice landing in Nice, right?
And cross 04 left.
Miss traffic, Postman.
Nice traffic, Speedbird 47 Golf, vacated 4 left in Nice.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain seated with your seatbelts fastened until the seatbelt sign has been switched off. You may now make and receive calls and use all data.
Beautiful. Yeah, the approach is beautiful. Thank you much, James. Why is there so much butter on the runway? Now, I have a feeling that the pitch up, so the pitch input I had to do was a little bit less. Although I would have to do more landings in order to, to confirm that. It felt also just a tad less flary. It still is flary a bit, but not as much as the previous version had. So I have a feeling they did improve a little bit on that. So let's do the after landing items. After landing checklist, radar predictor winch system is off. Whoops. So Alex, you would confirm that? You would say the same? Okay, nice. Well, look at that. It is busy here in Nice. Ah, that's just... That looks beautiful.
Confermo, il mio collega non è corretto.
No, I wouldn't say perfect. No, I wouldn't go that far. But I would say, I can definitely say it has improved, at least from the first impression, all right? So, do we want to go to 14? Yeah, let's go to 14. Oh, was that the Alpha terminal here? Hang on. Yeah, that's our stand there. Cool. Alex writes, he did a test today with the IE version and it seemed a bit better with the last update. Yeah, okay, so it's interesting to hear that you know, people that have tried it would say the same, that it is a bit better. So huge shout out, guys. Thank you so much for the anonymous who gifted the €6. Also the same for the donation. And let me just taxi in here.
Traffic.
So from Sanders, thank you so much, Sanders, for your donations. There it is. APU starting. And thanks for all the resubs, guys. Much appreciated. Next stream is on Sunday. And we'll have a look what comes up on Sunday. But I'm sure we have lots of stuff to talk about, especially with the FS weekend in the Netherlands. So... Right. Now, apparently there's supposed to be safe... Oh, there we go. I was just supposed to complain because it did say safe dock. Yeah, that works. Fantastic.
Mi sentite?
Sì.
A me Discord non va.
Not me. No, I'm not affiliated with PMG, I'm afraid, so... There we go.
No.
Brakes on. Chocks on. APU available. APU bleeder on. Let's cut the engines. I love the bass sound of the engines. Wow, they did a really good job of the bass sounds.
French bus 274, then up and wait on 204 right.
Also, the GSX integration works a lot better. Voyager, yeah. I mean, how far is it from your... Is it 1.5 hours, 2 hours drive or something? Yeah. Yeah, Leicester Airport, right? Aviodome, okay. 2 hours. Okay, yeah, I thought so. 2 hours. Cool. So let's read the parking checklist. We have parking brake or chocks. Parking brake is on. Engines off. Fuel pumps off. And that's the parking checklist completed. Chocks in position. Brakes going off as well.
Passengers, the boarding started.
Nice. So let's have a look if the boarding is actually visible here.
Okay.
So beautiful. My dear moderators, thank you so much for all the help. Thanks for being here. And yeah, like I said, I will be here on Sunday. Looking forward to it. Ah, it's working. Look at that.
Traffic, Frankfurt 622, run up and wait after the company traffic 04 right after.
They are boarding slowly.
After traffic line up and wait 04 right.
Good night, Black Box.
Voyager, mach's gut, vielen Dank. Good night to you. Ah, that looks so beautiful. That looks really nice. Cool. Great stuff, guys. Thank you so much, everyone. You passed the British Airways check flight. Welcome aboard. Do I really want that? I need to increase the board. Oh yeah, the boarding speed. Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, cool. Oh, you're right, Bruno. Psst. Oh, you're right. I did turn off the auto thrust. Lol, failed. All right, sorry. Anyhow, guys, thank you so much. I'll see you again very soon on Sunday. Take care. Good night, everyone.